Hello, film students. My name is Andrei Kожевников. I'm so happy to join to Caesar and discuss the most fantastic war documentary movie, 1917. I watched it a couple days ago and I'm still triggered. This movie was done in an unusual way.
So, how are you doing, Andre? I hope you're doing good.
Hello, Caesar. I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy that we get together to have a dinner and nice conversation.
And dinner today looks great, but I'm not very hungry, so why don't you go ahead and take this apple?
Thank you, Caesar. This dinner going to be great for sure.
Anyway, so I recently heard you watched the film 1917, so I wanted to know what were your overall thoughts of the film? What did you think?
I'm not a big war movie fan, but when my friend told me that there is a movie that was shot in one whole shot, he made me interested. Honestly, I didn't believe in that until I watched it personally. And this story takes you from the beginning to the end through the characters who have a hard mission and they might not come back. You understand that and you can feel everything they deal with. So this film made me so surprised.
Yeah, I really like the whole one-shot movie perspective, but fun fact, they didn't actually film the movie in one shot or in one take.
We did 2 takes. The movie's length is 2 hours. The first take finishes at 67th minute, and the second take moves to the end of the movie.
The cinematographer Roger Deakins ingeniously hid many of the cuts by way of objects, actors, or lighting, so that way it was meant to look like one shot, but in actuality he was hiding small clever shots, and in the end they put it together and make it look like one whole shot. So I thought that was really interesting.
Really? I didn't know that. The movie doesn't look like you are saying.
Although, going back to that, there was one specific scene where Schofield, the main character of the film, gets shot by a German soldier, and when he gets shot, he lands on the ground, and the movie cuts to black. And later on, a couple seconds later, the film picks up where we left off. So really, that kind of breaks the whole one perspective, because the film cuts to black for a few seconds and picks up. So it's not really one take. Or, I mean, I guess you can make your argument for it, but in my opinion, it wasn't really one take.
So as I said, I thought it was just 2 takes. In fact, it's my favorite scene in the whole movie, cause I really thought Schofield is dead. This episode was very tense.
I think my favorite scene in the whole movie is the opening shot. It's just so beautiful and breathtaking. I think it really sets you up for the events that are to come in the whole film.
Yeah, and I like Andrew Scott's cameo in the beginning. He is very charismatic.
Also, just my general thoughts. I think the film does a pretty decent job, if not good job, depicting World War I. I mean, I thought it was pretty accurate to the events back then. I mean, after watching the film, I did extensive research on World War I and how closely accurate 1970 was to the actual war, and there was some pretty good similarities. Some inconsistencies here and there, but overall they kept a pretty good agenda, and the film just turned out to be really great, better than I expected, honestly. I mean, I'm not a big fan of war films, but in the end they accomplished something, and it blew my mind, honestly.
That's true. It was awful for years, and with just one story of thousands. Today, not many students even know about this event, but 1917 shows it so good.
Well, Andre, it was nice chatting with you, and only thing left to do is cheers, my man. Some fresh water.
Thank you, Caesar. It was nice dinner, great conversation. I hope meet you again soon, and goodbye. See you.
So that pretty much concludes the end of that. Had a pretty great conversation with Andre, pretty great dinner. I think everything went well. I'm hoping I'll be able to see him again sometime soon in the future, and we could do the same thing. With that said, I think this concludes the end of the documentary, or mockumentary if you want to call it. And tune in a couple of years and it'll be on Netflix. So you can stream it there and watch it all over again. And well, goodbye everybody.